Are you ready to take your salon to the next level without all the guesswork? I'm excited to introduce the launch of the Salon Owner Blueprint, the ultimate program designed to help you build, grow, and sustain a thriving salon. Whether you're just starting out or looking to fine tune your existing business, this comprehensive blueprint covers everything you need for success, from creating a solid business structure to mastering your marketing and streamlining your hiring process to building client loyalty, improving team earning potential, and managing operations seamlessly. The Salon Owner Blueprint literally has it all. If you're ready to stop putting out fires and to start running your salon with confidence and clarity, then the Salon Owner Blueprint is for you. Enroll today by clicking the link in the show notes or heading to www.opulentbeautypro.com/blueprint. It's time to create a salon you're proud of and to start building the business of your dreams.
Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I am a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be interviewing Jennifer Alvarez. She is a licensed cosmetologist, entrepreneur, and has been an educator over the last 20 years. I'm so excited to chat with Jennifer. Her mission is to elevate the beauty industry by empowering others with business strategies, technical skills, and mindset needed for long-lasting success. We're going to be talking about why your salon is possibly failing and what you can do to fix it today. Jennifer, do you want to take a moment to introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, Patricia, for having me today. Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Alvarez, and I am a salon owner in Naperville, Illinois. And I've been a salon owner since a little bit of a gray area, actually. 2016 is when I started Refined Beauty, and I started it in a salon suite. I hated it. I like people. I love teaching. And I started to grow the business within the suite. In 2019 is where we found the location that we currently are at today. So been in the industry since 2002, made a lot of mistakes and a lot of wins. And I'm just really excited to be here and spread some education and inspiration.
I love that you started in a salon suite. I feel like that's something that so many people want to do and they find it so difficult. So the fact that you were successful at that is amazing to me. So today we're going to be chatting on why your salon might be failing and what you can do to fix it today. The reason why I really wanted to choose this topic is because I am obsessed with Facebook. I know everyone thinks I'm such a nerd, but I love going in the Facebook groups for salon owners and for stylists. And one of the things, and the common thing I should say, that I'm seeing is that so many salon owners are treading water and they feel like their space is not producing the way it should. And they just have no idea what they're doing wrong or how to change it. I'm so glad Jennifer is here today to share her knowledge and educate us and give us some tangible things that we can start doing today to truly turn our business around. So Jennifer, when we're talking about this topic, what is the most common thing that you're seeing that salon owners are possibly doing that is really keeping them from being successful and really keeping them from their growth?
Well, I would say all limitations in our life always starts with ourselves. We are always the bottleneck or the person that holds us back from our true potential in our life, period. And I think it's fun that you said the Facebook groups, because I'm not a troll, so I'm not going to make any mean comments, but I'm like, I can't believe this conversation is happening. And I love the transparency, and you're exactly right. People, whether they're in booth rental, commission, salon suites, I think in every area of entrepreneurship and even service providers, the backbone of our businesses as a commission salon owner, everyone is having some type of challenges in our industry, and there is a lot of wins and successes too, but we all have our own journey of entrepreneurship, and there's always going to be blind spots and challenges in our business. And I think that it's really important that quarterly you do an audit on yourself, your own life, and your calendar and your business so that you can be true and honest with yourself of what are the things that are happening in my business that are not working. It's a constant process. Your business is always going to evolve as the economy changes, consumer behavior and spending is changing. It's never just this one thing or a one size fits all when it comes to business challenges.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm so glad because I literally talk about this all the time. And it's something that I share with my team is that the reason that I've been able to stay open for the last 13 years is the ability to understand your market and to be able to pivot and shift the way that you do business in order to stay current with the economic times and with consumer spending habits. So, what are some things that you do in your business in order to make sure that you stay relevant and you stay busy and successful when it comes to being able to pivot and shift, especially with that topic?
And you're exactly right. You have to do market research and you have to be well informed and educated and be aware of what is happening in the industry. And, for instance, how much inflation have we seen in the past few years? If we weren't raising our prices to keep up with that demand, or even pivoting or shifting our services to fit customer demand. Like, what type of express services do we have that are going to fit the busy schedules of our customer? It's almost like we've got two different customers. We've got the customer who's going to spend $3,000 extension, the blonding service, and they're going to be there all day. And then we have the other person who's maybe the root touch up, haircut 3 times a year. I've got 30 minutes. I'm busy. And they also want maybe a deal. So I think defining one, who your target market is, but then also, do you want to be well-rounded and to be able to not turn away business, and making sure that your menu and your pricing is going to still attract all people.
Yeah, I think that too. And then being able to communicate those things to your clients as well. Like we have all of these offerings on our menu, but let's be honest, a lot of times we're not communicating the options. By not communicating certain options, that can lead clients to go to other places. So I know that you're really big on marketing and marketing funnels and all of those things. So what are some ways that you communicate what you offer in your business in order to really educate your clients and communicate all of those services and the different offerings in your salon?
Well, I believe that it's not just one way of doing something, especially in marketing. There's several different areas to be focusing on when it comes to your sales pipeline. And the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So you have to constantly have different marketing tactics out there and be speaking to your customer at all times. So we really focus on building up our email list because we know that there's power in numbers. And so by email marketing in general helps tremendously. And that's where we need to speak about the different services that we offer, the benefits of those services, any type of promotions that are happening. I don't know about you, but I mean, I have stores that will email me maybe 3 times in one day. I don't know why I haven't deleted them yet, but I'm waiting for that special sale that I know that I'm going to be purchasing something. So you never want to get the mindset of you think you're being annoying or pesky. I was at a conference and someone was saying, yeah, we should send like 1 email a month. I said, 1 email a month? They're never going to see it. We have to think about the consumer. How many emails are in their box a day? I guarantee that the majority of people, my husband's probably the rare one, but you open up your email box. I mean, right now I'm looking at mine, 1,800 emails that are unopened, so Our consumers the same. So it's going to get lost in their email box. You have to stay on top of mind with your customer. Leaning into technology and automations. I mean, there's just so much that we can do when it comes to being as loud as possible to get our customers' attention. And I think that we have to lean not just into our email strategy, our SMS strategy, but also social media. I think that there's a lot of missed opportunity in that area as well when it comes to the salon owner and the service provider. You know, everyone's so concerned of what to post. It doesn't matter, just post something, stay relevant.
There's so many things I want to talk about because I think a lot of salon owners are not utilizing email marketing because they think that email marketing is dead, and it is not. We haven't really done a ton of email marketing. Like, I would say we're probably sending one a week, which I know we can totally up that. But I was, chatting with clients that are returning to our salon or coming to our salon for the first time. And I was so shocked on how many people told me that they received our emails, and that is what pushed them to come into our salon. Either they haven't been here for a couple years, or they added themselves to our email list because we offer a free blowout for their information. And they actually are getting pushed into our salon because of email marketing. And I love that you touched base on being annoying, because I think so many people are afraid to post too much. But in reality, that is not the case. The more that people are seeing you, the more relevant you are. I remember there was a TikTok that I saw, and it was a marketing strategist, and they were talking about Alex Earl's marketing strategy. And the reason why she is so big and so successful, not because of her content being so amazing, it was the amount of content that she posted every single day. This girl posted 7 to 10 pieces of content every single day. She was in everybody's face multiple times a day. So that is what really made her relevant. Obviously, it was content that connected with people. That is a piece of the puzzle, right? But she had no shame posting 7 times a day because she knew what she wanted. And that's what you have to do in order to be relevant. So I love that. And also think about marketing on Instagram and Facebook. How many times have you bought something because it literally was pushed in your face like 10 times? It's the same thing for our clients. I've bought in so many things because I clicked on the ad, and then the ad kept on showing up in my feed. And then finally I was like, fuck it. I'm going to buy this because I want it. So it's the same thing for us. So for you, like, what kind of content are you pushing out? What is your content strategy?
It's so good that you said that. And I was thinking about the TikTok shop. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just buy it already. Yeah. But
Absolutely.
the other day I was doing some research, and for every $1 spent on email marketing, businesses see an average return of $42.
Yeah, that's insane.
So we do about 3 to 4 emails every single week. This is how I actually do my marketing strategy. Is I first start with Chat GPT, and I create some prompts. Here's our promotions that we're doing, or maybe I want one focus. Okay. So we focus on hair extensions. That is our number one service that we provide for customers. So I will create a prompt in Chat GPT. From there, then I'll say, okay, now create a prompt for our Instagram, also with the call to action. So Instagram is going to be different because our call to action is we want them to engage with us, and we really want them to get into our DMs. If we're able to get them into our DMs, this is now an opportunity for us to start creating a relationship. Another thing that we do is our lead generations of different forms that they fill out. And I've got a sales team who also is making those personal connections, along with like SMS marketing going out of, time to schedule your hair extension service. Here's a free blow dryer when you book your hair extension service. Like, what can you create urgency? What can you do to create, like, right now? You want to book this appointment right now, especially when it comes to something of a high ticket offer like hair extensions, because that person's shopping around. So you've got to captivate them and get them in your books now.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like so many stylists and salon owners are like, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to push people to buy things. Like, I just want to be an artist. You should not be in this industry if you do not want to sell. You will not be successful. It is not what your clients want. Clients are coming to you because they want your advice, because they want to know what to buy, and because they want to look their best. You have to have some sort of sales background or know how to actually sell in a way that is connecting with the client and it is beneficial for the client. But that's a part of your job. So what do you do with your team in order to like get them to understand that? Because I know, yes, you are running the show, but it has to trickle down to your stylist because it is like an ecosystem, right? You have to train them on how to also be a part of this ecosystem to create results and to create revenue. What are some things that you do with your team so that they're like connecting all the dots for the clients and really finishing the experience?
Yes, and I'm so happy that you said that because when we talk about the sales pipeline, it starts first with our leads, then we nurture them, then we have got to convert them into a paid client, and most importantly, retain them as a guest. So my team is all on board with hair extensions, if we can talk about that for a moment, because they see their paycheck and they're like, oh, I can buy a new car, I can take a vacation, I can buy another house. They know that when they're able to have hair extension customer in their books, that paycheck is going to feel really nice and they're going to be able to hit their personal lifestyle goals, which I want that for them too. So we really work on creating a signature consultation, and they understand that they have to sell the overall look and the experience for them. And that in the beginning, when you are doing extensions or maybe even new into the industry, sometimes yourself, we've got this weird mindset when it comes to sales because we feel weird, like icky asking for money. Oh, it's going to be $1,500. Is that okay with you? No, this lady wants extensions. She wants the beautiful, gorgeous hair. We saw her inspiration and we know exactly how to make that happen for her. And I think that coaching the team on focus on results for them and providing solutions, treating the hair, not the person. You're going to treat the person when they sit down with you and you bond with them. But they're really great at closing the sale. There's very few people that come in for a hair extension consultation and say, not right now. Very few, but we qualify our candidates before we get them in because we only want people who are serious and not just price shopping around. People don't come to us because we're the cheapest or the most expensive. They come to us because they know that they're going to get the best service from us.
Yeah, we do a lot of extensions as well. It is one of our number one service, which by the way, I love that you and I, like, we're literally 30 minutes from each other and like,
Neighbors.
we're neighbors and like we can sit here and have a conversation. Like we're not in competition with each other. We're both like, I don't know, cheering each other from the sidelines. And we do pretty much something very similar. But I love extensions for all the things that you said. And you're right. I think a lot of stylists get it in their head that no one will ever pay that for hair. And when you have that mindset, you're never going to be successful with hair extensions because that limitation is what is going to hold you back. Because then you're not really truly going to express all of the benefits and all the things that can be had when and the feeling that clients get as well when you actually have the hair that you've always wanted. So I love that your team is on board because getting them to shift that mindset from that lack mentality into the prosperous mentality is not easy. And I think that is the one thing that really does hold a lot of stylists back when it comes to this service. And they put their heads in their clients' pockets, which again is very limiting. When somebody is coming to you for extensions, they've already done their research. They've already looked at other salons. They've already looked at the cost and the price points. And you may have some clients that are trying to get a deal, but most of the time it's like people looking for a plastic surgeon or, you know, a nurse practitioner for like their fillers and stuff. They're not going to go for the cheaper option. They're going to go for the best. And if they're sitting in your chair for a consultation, it's because they're choosing you for the service that they've already done the research on. So that's something that I always like to clarify as well. And I think too, when it comes to extensions, what do you feel is the one like pinnacle point for being successful in this service? Because I know you talked about client experience, and I think that's our number one key factor for success. What are some things that you do with this service that truly make you successful with your salon? Because I feel like so many salons are trying to get there, but they just quite don't know what they're doing wrong and they don't know how to attract the clients. I mean, other than the marketing funnel, because it's so much more than that.
Patricia, I hear a lot of salon owners reach out to me who want to get into hair extensions. And maybe these are salon owners that they personally don't do extensions. And because of the high ticket, you are going to have a customer who has a higher expectation, right? Like when I am paying a lot of money for a service or experience, I have this level of expectation that you need to meet. I hear from salon owners, they're intimidated by it. And so they don't really want to play full out in that field because they're unsure, how do we charge? I can't help guidance and troubleshoot in areas if there was an issue. And trust me, I think, anyone who's listening to this podcast, please know I've been in the industry for a long time and I've made probably more mistakes than you have. So painful mistakes. So I can speak confidently now because we've gone through so much pain and we've gone through so much pain together as a team of, okay, not going to do that again, And so I think that it's really important for salon owners to be open to investing in education, one, but in this industry, we all know, but some people haven't grasped it yet, that 20% of this is technical. 80% of it is your personality, your business skills. And so if I could recommend anything, it would be invest in that. Invest in coaching your team on mindset. Invest in your team, showing them what luxury is like. Some of the service providers that may be on your team have never been to a Michelin star restaurant or a 5-star hotel or have driven in luxury vehicles or have had luxury vacations. They can't comprehend what luxury service is because they've never received it before. So I say that because I think that's where the gap is of getting started and having success in it, is pouring in your team into that sense. And also, I think connecting the dots too of why are they working hard or why is this going to change their career and lifestyle? I've got several artists on my team that are 6 figures and one particular who's well over, just hitting 100, working 2 days a week. To see that hope too of what this can do for their career, for them and to the salon overall, everyone's got to be moving in the same direction together.
Yeah, they do have to move in the same direction. And I totally agree about the luxury experience. A lot of these, people coming into our industry are younger. They haven't had their career. They haven't really made a real income for themselves. And if your parents aren't taking you on luxury vacations, like you really don't have the opportunity to understand what that is. And I really do talk to my girls about that all the time. Imagine saving up all of your paychecks and then going to Louis Vuitton and then, having people dress like Walmart or like a Walmart experience after you've saved up all this money. So it's the same thing for the guests coming into our salon. We have to remember sometimes people save up for a while to be able to afford extensions. And you're right, there is a high expectation because of the high dollar amount. So what are all the things that they need to do in order to hit all of those benchmarks to ensure that the client is satisfied? So understanding like what those key points are is what is going to make you successful. And of course, doing a great technical job too. But you're right, it is 20%. It really is. It is the overall experience. And, and even like if somebody isn't happy, that is another key point. Like, how are you handling an unhappy guest? Everyone makes mistakes. And I love that you're so candid about making tons of mistakes. I have made horrible mistakes. I look back at myself as a salon owner 10 years ago and I seriously cringe and I want to throw up. I was thinking about something and I can't even share it because I'm like, I cannot believe I made my staff do that. And I was horrified by what I did. But you're so right. Like, it's just like so many mistakes, but that's what makes you stronger too. It's such a fine line. And I think where the like disconnection happens, and I truly believe this, is I think that there was a shift in 2020 I think the stylist was the prize. And I really feel like that shifted the mindset. And there was a heavy push for boundaries, right? Where like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to specialize. Like,
Mm.
my time is worth this. And, this is my value. When in reality, it has shifted from truly understanding that we are in the service industry. People are paying for a service. And now more than ever, clients are getting so loud, especially on TikTok. Are you on Unhappy Client TikTok? Is that in your algorithm or no? Do you go on TikTok?
I do, but that's not in my algorithm.
Oh
No.
my God, it's insane. Like people are just not having it anymore with nail salons and with hair salons. So it's like you really have to be on your A game and you really have to understand the client mindset. And I think it's truly hard to shift our stylists, especially newer ones, from being in the stylist mindset and being able to cultivate like exactly what the client needs, right? And thinking about it from their point of view. Yeah, I love that. I just went on a little tangent there. I'm so sorry.
I
But
agree.
so I love that you shared that you have made a lot of mistakes. What do you think your biggest mistake is that you've made that has truly, where you look back, like in it, you felt like it was game over, but then after you were like, wow, this is something that completely transformed my career and actually pivoted me into success?
I would say not having enough structure
Mm,
in my business. So my systems, my operations, my processes, I relied heavily on myself to come up with everything. And so that's how my business started, right? I started at the salon suite for myself, and I'm like, I hate this. I don't like it. I feel so isolated. And I felt like immediately I felt the lid. Immediately I felt like this is it for my career. Like it's just me or that's it, you know? And so as I started to grow my team, I had some things in place as far as like, here's our marketing calendar, but I didn't go through the hard things yet of why aren't people showing up on time? How come you're dressed like that? We don't talk to each other that way. Like all of these things that I'm like, is this salon ownership? Is this what it's like managing people? And I say that like I absolutely love my team, but there has been a few bad seeds that came through that built my character, and I had to go through those things. And it was just mistake after mistake before I'm like, all right, putting the hammer down now. And I think the best thing for myself too really happened last year where I retired behind the chair and I hired a manager and I was like, you need to do this dirty work because I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it because wearing the boss hat and the friend hat at the same time isn't working. And I love these people like my family, and I need somebody to throw the hammer down. And
mhm.
and she's so sweet too. If she heard this, she'd be like, well, I'm the nice witch here. But I think that was the best thing that happened to help clean up the company of where I want it to go. We're always going to be limited, and we're only going to be as good as we are until I grow, right? Like we're never going to grow beyond the leader. And so I really needed to step away because I was just so involved with the business, and there just needed to be a lot of structure with the handbook, with policies, alignment with the state. That to me was like the hardest mistake and also the best thing at the same time.
I love that you share that because I do the same thing. My manager is the one who holds the team accountable, and then I coach and help them grow because it's really hard to juggle and wear both hats. And I also agree that once you start holding your team accountable and really enforcing the things that need to be enforced, people are afraid to do that. But what they don't realize is when you do actually enforce structure and hold them accountable to the standards of your business, your team really ends up respecting you more and they take your business more seriously if they want to work for you. And the people that don't belong in your business. So you are easily able to weed out the the bad apples and the people who need to go. But it is a shift of respect that happens. And I think I see so many salon owners fail because they don't know how to handle the accountability piece because of the fear of like their team quitting or, afraid to like ruin relationships. But in reality, I feel like it makes them stronger.
There was a study that was done. This kind of reminds me of it. There's a saying that goes something like, in the event of no communication, people will make up their own narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a study that was done on a playground with children. There was no fence. So all the children kind of like hung out in a certain area. And then they did a study where there was a fence and all the children spread out all over the place. And the moral of the story was, when you put those guidelines there, that the people in the business will actually feel more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And you're exactly right. The more structure that is in place, not only is there like alignment of a vision and our mission and respect, I think that it does create more autonomy and empowerment. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful thing. And I don't know why I
Yeah,
was so scared of it. Like I was like, I don't want to be so corporate, not like my last job. Oh,
I
okay.
know.
We're never going to grow then.
Yeah, you really have to. It's like getting all your little ducks in a row so they're all going in the right direction. You'll
Yeah.
never get anywhere if they're all over the place. That's right. So tell me how you can help other owners and what you do in that aspect.
My forte really is marketing. I love building out different sales pipeline and automation. I'm a tech geek, so I really know how to set up different forms and connections and look at someone's marketing strategy. I think an area that a lot of owners miss is how to measure, track, and test out what is happening, how to improve their conversion percentage. I think that that's really where my secret sauce and strength lies. But, I think a lot of owners just coming together is just so important. I know that you help a lot of owners also, but just being able to talk and get coached through different things along finance, like how do you read the P&L? There is a person that I know that they do almost $3 million in sales a year, and they do not know how to read a P&L. I'm like, what is happening right now? How is that even possible? How did you get to 3 million? Very well-to-do person. But I'm like, what is happening here? But just being able to have someone on your level to say, here's how you can read your statement. And here's why this is going to be really important and key to know your metrics in your business on how to spend money and making sure that it's divided out. I don't know about you, but I do a profit first model, which has
Mhm.
been a lifesaver. And, just different things like that. I think having those spreadsheets, being able to look at reports and learning them, in the beginning of opening up business, I'm sure you've heard this before. You got to know your numbers. Got to know your
Yeah,
numbers. And I always thought, what does that even mean? Like, yeah, I know my numbers. Oh, no, I did not know my numbers. Now I know my numbers. And that's what I help people also with in their business.
I love that. Yeah, I feel like a lot of salon owners definitely need numbers help. I do a lot of allocation. So I use Square and it automatically allocates my transaction. So I know exactly what percentage is needed for what, and it'll automatically put it in the little folder. So everything is nice and organized for me. That's just how my brain works. But I
Love
mean,
it.
it is like really how everything, you have to figure out what works for you and your business and what's going to bring success. And I think it's taken me a long time and trying many different things, lots of trial and error to figure out what was the thing that worked with my brain function, right? How can people find you?
Yes, follow me on Instagram at Jennifer Jade Alvarez. We were talked earlier about having that consistent content. I am constantly giving out free education. I post about 3 stories every single day. Follow me on Instagram. I'd love to help. I do have a little freebie too,
Yes.
the ultimate salon growth blueprint for systems, sales, and scaling for success. So if anyone is looking for a copy of this, send me a DM on Instagram and I will send it your way.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so glad that we got to connect and actually chat. And I'm always grateful for your time and sharing your knowledge.
So blessed to be on here. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing, and we will see you next week.